Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live and work in central Scotland. So today I am filming well ahead. You'll be watching this from the 1st of October 2022. I am taking part in the Crafty Collaborations World Card Making Day event. So I'm doing this ahead because I have got a very busy end of August and whole of September. So I want to just be a little ahead of the game. So we're talking today in my card making, I'm talking about Scotland, the country that I was born and brought up and where I live and work. So the flag of Scotland is a saltire. It's just blue with a white, and I've forgotten, well, I think it is a saltire cross, but anyway, so I'm no historian, I'm no expert, I just live here, I was brought up, and I just can talk about the culture I was brought up in. And what I wanted to do in my card that I made for World Card Making Day was illustrate a little bit of Scotland through its animals and different features. So from my stamps, so I have pulled out a pile of stamps. But the first thing I want to do, now I tried this out here on this one and it's too small scale because my stamps are all different scales. I was trying to just build up a picture and it didn't quite work. It's okay, it says a few things, but it didn't really work. So I'm just going to pop that aside, and what I've done is I've cut me some card. I have folded a sheet of A4 in half and I'm making a full-size card. I have cut myself two pieces, one for inside and one for outside. It's the outside we're going to concentrate on stamping at the moment. So I've made this in Starry Sky, and I am going to use some balmy blue in the background as well to take all the stark white off this. But the main thing, so I'm going to pop the card base aside. The main thing here is a lot of the stamps are photopolymer, so I have my prick mat out that I'm going to work on. I also think I should put a bit of scrap paper. Now, as you saw earlier, I have already been having a play to see if my idea works, So this is messy paper already, so let's just pop this over the mat just to protect everything. I don't know, because you may have seen the photographs of my hands from when I did the little prototype card. I'm planning basically to stick with just the two colours, balmy blue, starry sky, and we'll see where we go. But what I'm looking for is some texture. Oh, first of all, I need to make my saltire. My saltire is achieved by masking. Now I have this yellow tape, which I believe you can buy on that online store beginning with A. I've had it a very long time. So this will get kind of stuck to the paper. Now what I'm doing is just trying to make it sure it's evenish. But I'm not going to sweat it. Close enough will do me. Now, this thing about this paper, I'm really sorry, I don't have a lot of voice today. I'll do my best. I am still struggling to get rid of the after effects of COVID. I don't feel ill, but I still feel very tired, and I don't have a lot of voice some days, and other days my voice is perfectly normal, Foghorn. I usually have a fairly strong, loud voice, as my children will, or they're adults now, but they would have testified to. We don't need a hair there. So I'm going to stop blethering and just try and get stamping. Though I'm looking through the stamps that I've looked out and I'm kind of wondering, it's a bit mad, but do I want a bit of a tartanesque background? But I certainly didn't have this in the first one. But, and you'll see that I've contaminated my balmy blue with Starry Sky because I've obviously got muddled up about which was which. Yeah, I'm just going to pop this. That doesn't distress me, the colours mixing a bit. Just be inventing my own colours. Now when you do stamp on here, you need to stamp down fairly firmly because of the masking tape, and that's why I've got the foam mat at the back as well. So I'm just kind of creating some kind of, see how we've got that gap, but we'll work with that though, it's okay. There'll be other, I'm going to stamp other things as well, so I'm not. I'm going to go for that with some texture as well. I don't think I'll put this tartany look here. I'm just going to add it. And it's, you know, it's just, at the moment it's just for background. We'll build up the colour. And you can see I'm not getting it very even. But I just want you to see that, you know, you don't have to be perfect. For me, it's the joy of stamping. Now I'm going to get this lighthouse point has some texture here, so I'm just going to take this big one and to pop that in to get it clean. I've got my chamois here. I've got a couple. Maybe not get myself in such a mess. That was the problem I had the other day. Is that I hadn't wet chamois beside me, so it was all a bit. So this is kind of like just kind of watery texture again. Not really getting that up there. We'll be over stamping this with the blue, so not to worry. I used washi tape for the smaller one, and I think it might be better because it's not as thick as this post-it paper. But I'm just basically getting some texture in here, and then I'm just going to add some bits and pieces that I think I like about Scotland, and I found just in my stamps. So, you know, rake through your own stamp collection. I'm going to overstamp the tartanesque. I'm saying tartan-esque, it's just like a check, but it does make you think of tartans and plaids. It just looks like a hot mess just now. But really no real system going on here, just stamping. I'm just trying to bring the blue to the edge, but if I'm stuck, I do have my blending brushes, so I can come in with them if I need them. But I think that's kind of enough balmy blue in the background. We'll just maybe a bit here. That's a bit better, right? I'm going to close the balmy blue. Now, basically all I'm planning to do here is just overstamp with different stamps, and I'm going to get myself all in a muddle, but that's okay. Just bring this block. So first of all, I think I want to get a bit of sea going here. I'm just going to bring in my wave stamp. So just look through your stamps and see what you've got. And you could do this with most flags actually. Any of the flags that have kind of got lines, and because you can just put the colours in the background, and then I'm not needing the whole of that tail, so I'm just using this slightly smaller block. So I'm going to overstamp with Starry Sky. And I'm just going to pop a bit of a wave there. And a bit of a one there. And leave that at that. Right, and then I want to have maybe a wee boat or something here. So where's my sailboat? On or in the seas. Let's see. I don't know if I can just do this in a oneer. Let's have a look. No, we'll do them individually. Well, look at me. See the ink? Because these are new and they're juicy. Just use a wee microfiber cloth or something just to... Now, I want to have the whole of this boat in, to be honest. Well, I won't get all of it. But if I just tilt it here like that, so it's kind of rocking on the waves here. That way. I might have another one maybe. No, we'll just stick with one boat. I better wipe that over. That's going to be all over me, isn't it? We'll stick with one boat at the moment. Because Scotland isn't completely an island, but it's nearly an island. The Scotland, England and Wales do make up an island. We're part of the United Kingdom. Of course, Northern Ireland is across the water and it is part of the United Kingdom. But Scotland is not an island, but nearly, because we've got three sides and we're a narrowish country. So we've got three sides that are sea. So the sea is, you know, a big part, although I live in central Scotland and I'm not near the sea. I do think of the sea all the time. So there's a boat trying to navigate a pretty stormy looking sea there. Let's see, I'm just... What else do we... I've loads of things that I think are... One of my absolute loves are puffins. So I'm going to bring this puffin in. Maybe need a smaller block, and then I won't get so much ink on everything. So I'm going to bring in I'm going to make it so his skite and skirt just kind of coming in on the edge of the saltire, I think, if I've aimed them properly. I love puffins, and we do have the chance to go and see some puffins in the UK. So there's our puffin. There's still more stamp sets that I need to pull out that I haven't. I was thinking about them last night. So where is my... Do you know, this is... One day I'll be organised and you'll all faint. Wanted Grassy Grove in here. And I wanted the mountains. Where are the mountains? Mountaineer. Yep. So again, just using what you have and thinking about, you know, where you live. The other thing we eat a lot of fish in the UK, and apparently we have the best shellfish, but I don't know. I love shellfish, but I don't know if we've got the best. But our shellfish industry would say we do. Now this wee stamp in Well Done is really quite clever, because you can have fish going that way, and if you turn it around, they don't look upside down, they look absolutely fine. See? They just look fine. So that's, we've got fish, and we've got boats, and we've got our puffin coming in here. But what else do we have here that's... And just recently we've had lots of jellyfish on our coast. So as you see, I'm just making this up as I go along. I'm using myself. So this whole jellyfish won't fit in, and I'm not going to do them. I'm just going to do them. Look at me getting in a mess again. I've stamped off, and then I'm just going to stamp second generation and third generation. So if you can't really see that one at all, but if you can, it's way in the distance. Yep. So we'll pop that. I need to get that wiped off. And then because we have such a rocky shore, I think it's good to have a lighthouse, because we do have quite a few lighthouses around our coast. Do that one. So I need a long block. I'm trying not to take too long. I may have to speed up some of this. So yeah, lighthouse done. And where did I put the bit with the... See, this can be used as posts at the seaside that the birds could be sitting on, or if you stamp it over the lighthouse, it just makes the lighthouse look more like a lighthouse. But as I say, it could be posts at the beach. So it could, it could just be... Would they be in the background there? No, we'll just put them. Poor wee fish. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's pop that one to be cleaned. And the lighthouse is beaming some light out. It's kind of blue light out this lighthouse, but never mind. As I say, I'm not going to be using any other colours. And it could be going out that way too, so we'll just... You're only catching the wee side of it, but that's all right. You could get complicated if you want. Get a lot of detail. Now, the other thing about Scotland, it's not to do with the coast, is our lovely wee westies. So I don't know where I want this wee westie to come in. Yeah, I could just be sitting looking out to the lighthouse, couldn't I? I'm just making it up as I go along, folks. As I say, just wee icons of Scotland, which could be icons of any country. Well, not any country, but a lot of countries. See how you can go about there. I'm pressing down because I want him right in at the edge of the saltire. I wanted to have mountains in here too, but I'm not quite sure where they're going. Maybe should have been before I put the puffin in, put the mountains in. But I think they'll maybe just go at this edge of the sky here. Let's try. Because let's face it, if you don't try... Right, so if they go about there, but I don't want ink on the edge, so let's just... So just ink up that half of the stamp. That's not good. I'll have to bring in the effort of it all. Let me just bring this down a wee bit. I just want to make sure that the mountains are not going to move on over to, although it doesn't really matter, but just going to put some ink on this and clean it off the rest. Just want to get some more colour into this bit here. So again, this is just about playing with what you've got. That's better. And maybe we could actually, then she thinks about it, she thinks, right, well we could have the mountains coming over here, couldn't we? There we go, we've got some mountain ranges going on. Now I wanted to introduce my dear. See, this makes no real sense. It is just, but what we could have here is some wildflowers, because I don't want to go through my puffins, so maybe not. Let's put our deer in. Now he is, again, he's going to be, I kind of should have done my puffin later, but we'll just pop him in anyway. I'm going to pop him about here. I want his head to show, so I'm just being a bit careful about where I place him. What we can do is we can just take our Stamp Right marker that matches that colour, just do a bit of a dotty pattern there. Just don't want to take away his texture altogether, but that will go back a bit when it dries. It won't look quite so bright. So let's have a sentiment on this card, and a sentiment to Scotland. I know when I travel, people always get sort of, I don't know, they seem to like the Scottish accent. A lot of people follow me here simply, I think not so much for my crafting, but probably for my accents. I say, well, let's just stamp this because, do you know what? This applies to the nation and to people. Well, people in Scotland don't always fly their own personal banner, so we are proud, as we ought, as everyone, whatever nation, ought to be. I mean, we can have trees, we can have loads of things, but there just isn't a whole lot of room here for much more. So I think I might get a blending brush and the balmy blue. And just go around the edges so we have a nice sharp saltire. So I hope you're enjoying World Card Making Day, and this is just an opportunity, mine is just an opportunity for play. Because who doesn't like playing? I'm just going down the edge of the masking paper. Just to take away any halos. Any of that kind of white, so that you'll see the saltire cross a bit clearer and the line should be sharper. Well, it doesn't look like you're putting a lot on it, believe me, it will. You'll see the difference when I finish this. So just look among your stamps to see what stamps that you've got. I mean, there are flowers that we have on the stamp sets that could look like thistles, the national flower of Scotland. But I can't think right at the moment. We usually have something that would kind of sort of be thistle-ish. We have had a thistle, but not recently as a stamp. It was a digital that we had. I'm really struggling now to think. So I don't think we should have any blank white bits now. So, you know, you could go on and on forever, but the one thing I haven't put in, I have got my wee happy puff in there. However, I haven't put any birds flying in the sky. So we've got birds in mountain air, but I think we have birds in this one, Let's Sail. So let's pop, well, I'm going to have a lot of stamps to clean now, haven't I? So this is definitely a cloudy sky, and we get plenty of them in Scotland. We have some big eagles and ospreys. We have lots of big birds, but we have lots of gulls as well. I don't know if a third one will work. So there we have some birds. I don't know what else. Anyone else? I mean, we have all the insects. I feel that this is not quite right. What did I see? Yeah, some more texture here, smaller texture pieces. So you see I've used an array of stamp sets. I think at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I know that quite a lot of you who are watching right now have as many. Oh, I was wanting some darker texture there, wasn't I? I think these look like they could be boulders, or I think they just darken the sea a little bit. So I think I need to stop. It's one that you'll be bored watching. So we've got a few little iconic bits and pieces in here that I would say tell a wee bit of the story of Scotland. And I don't know whether we could have a few wee seashells or not. Our beaches have some fab seashells on, but we'll just leave it at that. Well, I think we need to stop. So I am going to do the grand reveal. You can, as I say, you can go on and on forever. Just pull out your stamp sets and see what you think works for you. So let's just do the grand reveal. Do it sideways, because sometimes if you rip it like an elastoplast, you take more than you plan. That to the side. There you go, a little patchwork of Scotland. That's not too bad once you take the tape off, it's okay. So where did I put the card base? Is it over here? Yes, it is. So it's a very large card we have. And I am just going to pop it on to here and then quickly do something for the middle. Got the hands again all blue. Blue, blue, my heart is blue. Blue is my heart when I'm without you. So I would say, do you know what? Every country, every land, every area, because in Scotland there's so many different areas and we're all different. We've got mountainous areas, we've got rolling hill areas, we've got some flat areas, we've got, I don't know how many accents there are in Scotland, absolutely loads. So I'm just going to say in my card, you are unique and completely amazing, because I think my country of Scotland is. It is unique, and I have been blessed to be able to travel a fair bit and seen some absolutely amazing and beautiful places. But when I come home to Scotland, I say, well, this country is every bit as beautiful as all the others that I have seen. And I'm biased because it's home. Right. So I'll probably get ink everywhere, but Scotland and all the people living in Scotland, be you from Scotland or from somewhere else, you are unique and completely amazing. And my card will be too, because I've got ink everywhere. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know how many times I've said that, but so which way up? This goes in there. See, I've got blotches, and we'll think about them later. We'll cover them up before we send it, and then I've got more. Let's just stick this in before I ruin it. I think I may have to speed some parts of this up. Hopefully I won't have speeded up the very end part. And I just want to say thank you to you for coming to see what I got up to. I don't know why I didn't call myself the messy crafter. I think someone has, but I certainly am a messy crafter. I'm a messy everything, actually. But you know what? That makes me happy. I quite like it, and it's just making me think about the things, and the things that you could see all of these in one day in Scotland. And that's the unique thing about Scotland, is you don't have, it doesn't take too long to go from one side to the other. Anyway, thank you so much. Enjoy World Card Making Day, and I'll see you on the next video. Please subscribe, please press the bell icon so you get notified when I'm coming back again. Thank you so much. Bye.